The difference between living in Laguna and Los Angeles is that Laguna is a small, like, beachy town, and LA is a big city. So they're very different. I don't go to the beach in LA just because growing up in Laguna, every other beach has been spoiled for me except for vacations, because beaches here are just like this long strip of sand. Like, there's no coves. You know, I don't really trust the water here, so I don't go to the beach here just when I go home. The thing I miss most about Laguna is probably friends I grew up with, because you can't find that no matter how, like, much fun you have with a person. You don't have that same, like, background growing up with them. And friends from home will always be able to relate better to you because, you know, they were raised the same way and, you know, you have a lot more in common. You just have, like, that past, that history. So I definitely miss some of my friends from home. That's what I miss. And my family. See my family every day. In Laguna, there wasn't, like, if you went out at night, you went to, like, a house, you know? It's kind of cool that, like, there's places to go, like, in LA, and there's, like, great restaurants and stuff, and there's always something going on. So if you ever want to go out, there's always something going on. It's not like back in Laguna where there had to be, like, someone had to have a party. It's like there's a party every night in LA, which is kind of cool. I mean, it gets a little overwhelming, but I kind of like the fact that a lot of people are crazy here. It's just kind of entertaining. Working at Teen Vogue, I really didn't know what to expect because I've never, you know, really worked at a magazine. I've never interned or anything, so I kind of went into it not knowing what to expect. I mean, I obviously knew that basic things, like intern things, but it was definitely way more than I expected to do. Blaine and Lisa as bosses they were good bosses. It was funny because Blaine would come in and, like, every day and be like, hey guys, what's up? And then, like, give us our assignment and then be like, gracias, and walk out. It was, like, the same thing every day. And then Lisa was a little less predictable. You didn't know when you were getting sent in there whether it was good or bad, so you kind of had to prepare yourself. Lisa was, when I first got there, I was very afraid of Lisa. I mean, not that she was, like, scary, it's more intimidation. But I'm not really scared of her anymore. I was shocked when they told me I had to go to New York because I didn't know they could do that. I didn't know they could tell me, like, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to New York. Not really asking you what you're doing tomorrow or anything. We're just going to assume that it's fine and send you to New York. So I was really surprised that they could do that. I didn't know they could do that. I didn't really get to enjoy the Fashion Week in New York because I literally was in and out. So, I mean, it was cool that they trusted me with that responsibility, but it wasn't really something I got to, like, stay and enjoy. The most, like, stressful thing that I ever had to do at Teen Vogue was probably working the DKNY Jeans fashion show just because it was crazy and hectic, and if I messed up, then I was in a lot of trouble. So that was probably, the craziest job I got. I think being in the Teen Vogue closet was kind of cool because you'd see trends ahead of time. So that was definitely something that was fun. I like being able to see stuff before it comes out because sometimes you're just like, no way. And then all of a sudden it comes out and you're like, well, yeah, I guess that works. So fashion school in LA is is different. It's different than Orange County because it was the same school, but, you know, different location. People definitely in Orange County didn't really dress crazy. I mean, sometimes they're wearing, like, pajamas to class. And, like, in LA, they definitely wear their fashion, like, when they're in school. Like, they're getting dressed up with, like, heels and all that. And I'm like, yep, still in flip-flops. So, and in San Francisco, that was just a different type of college because that was an art college, so that was very different. Going to school for design and learning a little bit about the industry definitely helped me because, I mean, I learned a lot about, like, advertising and stuff, which I do a lot of in the magazine, and just basic, like, you know, history of fashion, just stuff like that. It did help me. I think definitely if you should always pursue an interest you have, and kind of there's classes you can take, there's, like, clubs online, there's definitely things you can get, you can do if you're interested in fashion, but definitely pursue it. And, it's good to do something like an internship because you definitely get a better look at it and you realize it's not as glamorous as it looks. It is hard work, so it's always good to try and get some experience in it. I like having a roommate because I don't like living alone. I'd be scared if I lived alone. So it's good to always have someone with you. And it's fun. It's like a permanent slumber party. If you're picking a roommate, be very, very careful. Make sure it's someone that you can stand being around all the time because you live with them. Like, if you get in a fight, you're still there. Like, no one can leave. That's where you live. So make sure that you guys get along. I met Heidi in San Francisco in one of our classes. It was one of my first days in San Francisco. And it was funny because we were like, in this whole class, we were the only two like little blonde girls. And it was funny. She came over to me right as we were done with class, and she was just kind of like, hey, what's up? She's like, want to be friends? And like, that was it. Like, we shared a cab back to our dorms, and just from then on, we're friends. It was really funny. Like, she basically gave me her life story in the car. She was like, what's up? Everyone's weird here. Like, it's cool. Like, you're cool. Do you want to be friends? Like, we should hang out. And it was really funny, like, looking back on it, because really, like, we just became friends instantly. Like, we just clicked. And she's just that type of person. Like, when you're around her, you're just like, oh, it's going to be a fun day. I was bummed when Heidi quit school because, like, she moved out here. That's what we were doing together. We were going to school. But we really didn't have them, like, really, like, a lot of classes together. So it didn't, like, really affect me as far as, like, going to school alone. I just kind of wanted someone to kind of go through it with me, like, you know, all the homework and stuff like that. So I think that Heidi and Jordan's relationship, when it started out, was a really good relationship. I think the same thing happens in a lot of relationships. You know, your true colors really come out when you become comfortable around a person. And I think that at first they were really good together. And I mean, they really loved each other. But, you know, just things don't always work out. That's why there's breakups. That's why, like, no one, like, meets one person as their first boyfriend and marries them. You know, you gotta, what was it? Whitney said, you gotta kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. And Jordan is a frog. I think that when Heidi and Jordan fought, they did it behind closed doors. They didn't want anyone to know when they were fighting. They didn't really talk about it. When me and Jason fight, we don't care where it is. Like, we fight, we get it over, and then we're done, and we're happy again. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, we're not afraid to fight. We're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings just because that's, like, I mean, that's how it is, like, your best friend. You know, I want him always to be honest with me. I don't want to agree with him all the time because if I'm agreeing with them, I'm lying because nobody agrees on everything. So they were definitely a little bit more secretive about when they fought and stuff. And I feel like that might have been one of the reasons they broke up, because they kind of kept it quiet and no one knew. And then all of a sudden she was like, oh, yeah, so by the way, I think I'm going to break up with Jordan. And I was like, what? So no one saw it coming. I think at times it was difficult to have, like, four of us always, like, together because, I mean, at first it was really fun because it was, like, you know, it was always the four of us, or, like, Jordan and Jason would go somewhere and me and Heidi would go somewhere, so it was cool. It all worked out. But then I think after a while it was such a small space, and then we added, like, dogs and a cat, and it was just, like, so many people in one little space that we started, like, driving each other crazy. In Laguna, I think me and Jason, when we first started hanging out, didn't really have expectations for a relationship. We were kind of, you know, hanging out. We liked hanging out with each other. We liked each other. We were having fun. He was planning to go to Arizona to go to college. So it was really, like, it was something that just had no future. Like, it wasn't really a possibility. So, I mean, it was just then, you know, we were just having fun. But then, like, you know, everything happened and my feelings weren't going away. And I was like, all right, what do I do now? And then he ended up moving to LA, you know, not liking Arizona and being like, okay, I want to try it in LA. So we were in the same city, and as huge as LA is, it's like the smallest place to be in when you're, like, trying to avoid someone. So we ended up bumping into each other, and it's better in LA. Reasons I like Jason are that he's a very real person. He kind of puts himself out there, and if you don't like him, he doesn't care. That's something I like. I don't like fake people. I don't like, you know, and he's kind of helped me in that way, whereas I don't like being mean to people even if I don't like them, and he just doesn't care. If he doesn't like you, you know it. And I like that he's very good about, like, taking care of me because I need to be taken care of sometimes. So he kind of, like, he's, like, and he's fun, too. He's fun to be around. We always have fun. I think when they filmed Laguna, because he didn't talk very much on camera, people didn't think he was that smart. And he's actually really smart. Like, he's a lot smarter than me, and he makes me feel dumb a lot of the times, and not even on purpose. So I think maybe a misconception about him is that he's very smart. And he's also really funny. Like, he's not, like, really serious, like, I'm gonna be mean to girls and stuff. He's funny to be around. And people when they first meet him, they, like, kind of taken back as, like, they kind of expect a different person. My gift from Jason for my birthday was so sweet. I had no idea what he was getting me. He's very good at surprises. Jason got me 3 little, like, diamond bangles. One was in yellow gold and the other 2 were little rose gold ones. And then he got me a really pretty ring that it had little diamonds and little pink diamonds, like, after every 5 all around. It was really thin and, like, delicate. It was really pretty. Our Christmas in LA was kind of, I had 2 Christmases. I obviously went and spent it with my family, but it was kind of fun to have our own little mini Christmas. Like, we decorated the apartment, like, got a tree, and, like, I don't know, we had fun with it. It was kind of cool. I knew that Heidi was going to get Bella for Christmas, yeah. I remember Jordan told me, I was really excited. And it was so funny the way he did it, because she really, like, he gave her, like, a stuffed chihuahua. And then, like, we were done with presents, and he, like, on purpose waited, like, 5 minutes, and she looked like she was going to cry. She's like, I didn't get anything. So that was really funny. It was really sweet when she got it. I almost wanted to cry because she was so happy. Our New Year's was a little bumpy. It was fun. It turned out all right, but me and Jason were fighting, like, throughout the day, and I knew it was going to carry over into the night. So it was a good New Year's, like, as far as, like, where we went, but there was definitely didn't go smoothly. I had no idea what to do. If I had advice, I would have done it. Okay. Oh. That night.